Hi everybody and welcome back to another CYT-Crypto news edition. This is where we look at the news that are making the headlines in the crypto world. So let's jump right in. Before we do, if you could hit that like button, it really does help the channel. That would be fantastic. And if you could subscribe if you've not already done so. And also join a Telegram group, because you're going to get a discount if you join the free Telegram group when we release the premium version of CYT-Crypto, where I'm going to give you calls every day and we chat crypto every single day, and you get a training course on trading crypto, and you can pay by crypto and you can pay by fiat currency if you want. That's coming out at the end of July, and you can get a discount if you join a free Telegram group and if you join the waiting list as well. There's links down below for that as well. So it'd be brilliant if you could do that just now. Okay, let's crack in, jump into the markets just now. What are we on just now? Obviously, Bitcoin price has gone up since this morning. It jumped $400-500, and we were talking about that kind of breakout coming up, and it broke out about an hour after I finished the live this morning. So Bitcoin is now 11,898. It's kissing 12,000 again. In fact, it's already kissed 12,000 and jumped back down again. So we need to wait and see if it can break that 12,000. It seems to be hitting that 12,000 and just kind of breaking back down again. So we'll see where we stand from there. We'll look at that in a second. Who's the winners and losers in the top 100? We've got XMAX up 51%. Elastos is up 14%. Icon is up 13%. Three of them in double-digit greens at the moment. Top losers, we have Walton Chain down 14%. Komodo down 12%. Waves is down 11% as well. So three in double-digit reds. And we've got about 15 or 20. I say about 20% in the red in dollar value. However, if we look at Satoshi value, we only have about 15% in the green in Satoshi value. It being Elastos being the bigger one, Icon, XMAX, Crypto.com and Grisha is up as well. So I think it's important to look at Satoshi value as well. Well, probably more important to look at Satoshi value rather than USD value, unless you're going to be cashing out. So I'd rather look at the Satoshi value rather than the dollar value at the moment. Okay, so I have a market capitalization of 336 billion, and that's up about 10 billion from this morning, even from a couple of hours ago. It's up 10 billion since that BTC price shot up. And we have Bitcoin dominance of 62.9%. That's also up. Okay, so let's look at the Bitcoin chart just now. Okay, so we'll just put that to auto. This is a 15-minute chart. This is where it broke out just after my live finish. So we're talking about a breakout happening from here this morning on the live. So we had a symmetrical triangle. And we'll just go to before about Bitcoin having a symmetrical triangle formation. It has that, and I said if it broke out, we could go up to 12,400, or we could go down to 9,800, just depending on which way it broke. And it broke to the upside, and it's already kissed kind of $12,000 and come back down again. So 12,000 seems to be an area for Bitcoin that's just not happening just now, but I think we're going to test it a few times. You can see 12,000 here. So this is a $12,000 line. We've hit it a couple of times. This is on a 4-hour chart and came back down again. Tried it again, came back down. This is probably the third or fourth time I've had a chance of knocking on the door of 12,000. It keeps coming back down. So this is since the kind of 3rd of July. It's been above 12,000 already, but quickly came back down again. If we look on the daily, so up here on the daily, this is closing prices. From 30th of June, we've had 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time it's tried to break through $12,000 since the end of June. And hopefully this time it can make it. With the breakout, we had a bull flag as well of the breakout. And we go to the 15-minute chart. You can see there's the bull flag there. This is the pole. You can see the bull flag there. It broke out from there, went to 12,000 and came back down again. So that is clear resistance there, the 12,000 mark, but I think it might have another chance at cracking that, and it might go back up again. So hopefully we can break that 12,000 on the way up to 12,400, and then we can go up from there. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful. If we can't break that 12,000, it could obviously come down. It's doing that just now, 11,869. So I think it's taking a breather just now. before it decides what it wants to do. But we've broken out this bull flag, although we're kind of coming down below the breakout price for that as well. So I have to be really careful with Bitcoin at the moment. So that's the state of play just now. Will it try for 12,000 again? I think we are going to try for 12,000 again and break through that eventually over the last kind of 7-8 days. Okay, on to the news. Peter Brandt. If current parabolic phase is violated, we could expect either an 80% correction of 7-month advance or much smaller correction with definition of new parabola with shallower slope. Bitcoin note formation of possible 2-week head and shoulders or head and shoulders failure. So he's talking about the charts here. So he's talking about this parabolic rise kind of occurring here. If we break that, so if we break that kind of curve here that he's talking about, and I'll just kind of see if I can make this bigger for you. If we break this kind of curve, Peter Brandt is talking about an 80% correction. 80% correction from here is around about $3,000 or $2,500, an 80% correction. So let's hope we don't break that. That's what Peter Brandt obviously thinks. Crypto Wolf kind of chimed in this as well, say let's see what happens when we test the weekly 21 EMA. So history has proven that after a parabolic advance, Bitcoin will retest it as we are way overextended. 2, we are in a bull market until we bounce from it. That was Crypto Wolf replying to that, and there's loads of other kind of replies to that that are quite interesting as well. So keep an eye out for that as well, and we'll have that kind of breakdown there. So we need to see what happens. We've got the head and shoulders there as well, the inverse head and shoulders. So that's what Peter Brandt is talking about there. So this kind of made the headlines in the Daily Hodl, and that's why I showed you the kind of tweet there as well. So worth following Peter Brandt for his kind of view on Bitcoin. Deutsche Bank axes 18,000 jobs. Bitcoin offers a powerful plan B. And this is from Cointelegraph. So this is the news that Deutsche Bank taking an axe to 18,000 jobs and winding down its investment banking arm paints a bleak picture of traditional finance at a time of booming growth for crypto. So as reported by Reuters on July the 7th, Deutsche Bank's momentous decision will entail the bank exiting its equities sales and trading business, which had reportedly raked in nearly $2 billion, there was $2.2 billion in revenue in 2018. So while retaining a small-scale equity capital markets business, and Deutsche Bank also plans to rein in its fixed income business, in particular its rate trading desk, Reuters notes. So this is part of the financial kind of collapse that's happening just now. It's happening at the moment. It's just we're not being told about it. This is part of what's happening just now. Banks, traditional banks, are not going to be able to survive with the kind of the advent of kind of blockchain, the blockchain bank and everything that's going on in crypto just now. It's just not going to work. It's not going to survive, or the banks are not going to survive in their current format. So traditional finance is not going to survive in its current format. We're going to have the DeFi, which is decentralized finance. That's going to overtake what banks are doing just now, and banks are going to have to get into the space if they want to survive. And it's looking less and less likely, but this means a financial collapse. This is part of the financial collapse that's happening just now. It's not evident just now, but it's happening in the kind of underground just now. Things are kind of happening that we don't know about. And that's just an intuitive sense of what's happening, and it's just kind of looking at kind of all the kind of news stories that are coming out. This is part of a bigger one. So that's happening just now. So the financial collapse is coming, but a lot of people are saying, oh, that's great for crypto. It's going to be brilliant for the crypto space. It's not. It's not going to be brilliant for the crypto space if we have a financial collapse like the 1930s or whatever. If and when that happens, then there's going to be a collapse in the crypto market as well, to a degree, until they get to trust the crypto market. Nobody's going to go into a market that they don't trust, or nobody's going to go into a market they don't understand. So we first have to let them understand what the crypto market's about, and then let them trust the crypto market. Now, a lot of people that are, and institutions as well, and kind of bankers and investors and traders, they're not going to get into this crypto space with the likes of small caps. So you're going to get, this is part of the altcoin purge as well. A lot of the altcoins are going to be just abandoned and they're going to disappear. They'll still be there, but they're just not going to be traded. So to all accounts, by all accounts, they're just going to disappear altogether. This is part of the altcoin purge that's happening just now. And Binance not being able to kind of include US investors or US traders after September, that's going to be part of this altcoin purge as well. So have to be really careful. A lot of the altcoins are just going to disappear altogether. But when the financial collapse happens, and it's happening just now, as I said, but when it fully takes hold, then the traders and investors are obviously going to look at the crypto market. They're not going to want to get into the equivalent of penny stocks. They're not going to want to get into that. They want to get into the bigger kind of markets, the bigger caps, the large caps, so to speak, if we kind of equate it to the stock market. Large caps being Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, etc. They're going to want to go in there. They're not going to go into the small caps. But you're going to get branches of investors and traders and investment firms kind of looking specifically to look at small caps. And they're going to do the due diligence and they're going to look for quality projects. They're team driven, they're project driven as well. So we have to look out for that as well. So I'm not saying all the alts are going to disappear, but I still think we're going to have this FTSE structure where you're going to get FTSE 100, FTSE 250, and then a FTSE small cap kind of section as well. So we're probably going to have about maybe 400 or 500 coins that survive, but they're going to be good quality projects. And then you'll get the ones trickling up from the micro caps, and then they'll jump into the small cap and then the mid cap range. It's going to be a stock market kind of structure. That's what's going to happen over the next couple of years. That's what I believe is going to happen. This is a part of the financial collapse. This is part of the altcoin purge. This is what's going to happen. So we have to be really, really careful when we're trading. And this is what's going to drive the Bitcoin price up into the $100,000, the $200,000 range over the next couple of years. And Ethereum and XRP and Litecoin and the bigger ones. That is Cardano as well. And obviously the top 20 I'm really talking about here. And this is the news that XRP was the worst performing top 10 crypto on H1, but BNB shone. Bitcoin up 189% in the first half of 2019. Ethereum up 118%. XRP up 12%. Up 12% in the first half. Litecoin up 301% in its first 6 months. Bitcoin Cash 165%. EOS 125%. Binance Coin was up to its peak. 424%. Bitcoin SV outshone XRP as well. Tron is up 69%. Cardano was up 100%. So this is just looking at the top 10 cryptocurrencies and just looking at the performance in the first half of 2019. And as usual, I'll just post all the links for you below this video. And with altcoins entering the accumulation phase, when will the price break out? This is from AMB Crypto. So in the virtual asset industry, it's sometimes impossible to keep up with Bitcoin's authority. The current market scenario where Bitcoin had pumped over 250% since the start of the year posed a tough competitor to beat. There was still hope for the rest of the altcoins, as many analysts and crypto enthusiasts recently claimed that Bitcoin's dominance in the collective market would decline after a while. Obviously it will to a degree, the decline from 63% downwards, so it might even go up just now until we maybe get to 20,000 then come back down again. So recently a lot was said about the process of chart analysis for crypto assets, which indicate patterns and future trends in the financial market. So what they're doing is comparing past kind of trends with the altcoin market and what possibly could happen in the future as well. So they said kind of like in 2012 to 2015, the accumulation phase and then the kind of sudden jump in the altcoin market happened. And that was from 2000. We've looked at this already in the kind of live show. And then again from 2016 to 2019, we're in the accumulation phase just now with the kind of altcoins. And they expect that to jump up massively. I'll just kind of get this up just now. So looking for it to kind of almost treble. They're looking for it to almost treble. And this is from AMB Crypto. So it's saying it's going to happen. I think there's a consensus that the altcoin season will happen. It's just not at the moment, especially with the Bitcoin price being the way it is just now, 11,877. XR3's executive new mission, run $100 trillion fund, trade in private blockchains. So Brian McNulty, a former R3 managing director who left the company in January, has emerged from the bushes with a blockchain project to streamline the fund management industry. So revealed exclusively to CoinDesk, Fund Admin Chain FAC, which is held by McNulty, also boosts our R3 CEO David Rutter as an advisor, as well as buy-side veterans Pete Townsend and Mark Harrison, both formerly of BNP Paribas. So built on the R3's Corda platform, FAC claims or aims to bring the distributors, transfer agents, custodians and other intermediaries involved in the buying and selling of units in a fund onto a distributed ledger. And the blockchain is targeting transfer agencies and messaging to begin with, and then aims to build out into asset services. So this is fundadminchain.com. Transforming fund administration. The FAC saves each fund manager $30 million per annum. So it's the figure that got me thinking about this. Their aim is to run 100 trillion fund trade on private blockchains. 100 trillion. So that's a figure we're they're thinking that we could get to for the crypto space. And this is obviously with funds, with derivatives, with everything kind of involved kind of on the blockchain as well. So this could be huge, but it was a figure that kind of what they're thinking, even if you got a fraction of that, could be amazing for the crypto space as a whole. So they've said most things are going to go into production in banks, probably need the enterprise Corda, so I'm building it on an enterprise version from the outset because I know where we're going to end up. So this could be good news for the crypto space as a whole. But also we have to remind ourselves that it's kind of in competition or direct, well, it's not direct competition, it's kind of in competition with the likes of XRP, etc. Singapore proposes dropping VAT on cryptocurrencies. So Singapore plans to exempt cryptocurrencies that are intended to function as a medium of exchange from goods and services tax and the local equivalent of value-added tax. If accepted, the exemption will take place on January the 1st, 2020. So this is Singapore, who are really kind of forward-thinking, obviously. So we have to kind of, particularly US, the US have to kind of take the lead not take the lead, but they have to look at this, what Singapore are doing. So the Singaporean government's taxation agency proposed removing goods and services tax from cryptocurrency transactions if they serve as an exchange medium. So the document sets out the two proposed core changes to taxation rules in the future. The use of digital payment tokens as payment for goods or services will not give rise to a supply of these tokens, and the exchange of digital payment tokens for fiat currency or other digital payment tokens will be exempt from GST. It's a step forward in the right direction for gaining adoption for cryptocurrencies. Ethereum, we looked at this morning. This is not a particularly well-written article from Sampan Tribe, but Ethereum will lead the next bull run. Ethereum provides internet to West Africa, we kind of know that as well. Next crypto bull run is going to be led by Ethereum, and this is where the altcoins are going to come in, or the altcoin season is going to come in. It's going to be led by the Ethereum kind of bull run as well. So that's kind of what they're saying in this article. I tend to agree with them, which is why I'm kind of showing this article. I'll put a link to it. It's not particularly well written, but it was the same sentiments as I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. So Ethereum tenthing as well, besides a build on focus, is currently a proposed plan that should be implemented throughout 2021 for the Ethereum updates. The plan aims to cut the Ethereum mining rewards from 2 Ethereum per block to only 0.22 Ethereum. By no means is this plan set in stone, but there's a good fundamental basis behind the severe cut. Specifically, Ethereum will be transitioning to its proof-of-stake consensus algorithm over the next 2 years. So this is major changes in the Ethereum kind of platform as well, and obviously that's going to have an effect on the price. And I believe the price of Ethereum is going to go it's going to skyrocket over the next couple of years as well. So it's not dead, it's not forgotten about, just people are not talking about it just now, but very much alive, and I think it's going to do big things over the next couple of years. One quick last look at Bitcoin price, 11,875 at the moment, so we're looking to break this 12,000, or we could break lower from here. So we need to keep an eye on Bitcoin over the next couple of hours and see where it's headed. I think it's going to kiss the door or touch the door of 12,000 again and break through it. Or if we have another kind of rejection from that, then obviously we're going to go down. I don't see any other way than go down. If we kind of go back up again and do not break 12,000. If we don't break it, it looks like we're going to go down. A big downturn for Bitcoin. So we need to wait and see. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. As ever, if you can go down to the like button, hit that like button, subscribe if you've not already done so, and share this as well. If you like these videos, share it in your Telegram groups or Facebook or wherever. It'd be good if you could share it. That would be fantastic. And if you can join our Telegram group as well, or my Telegram group, link down below, and you can join the waiting list for premium as well. And you'll get in on that, and I'll kind of explain more about what's going to happen with that at the end of the month. Okay, until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.